Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. My name is Kristen, and this is my booktube channel. My initial plan for this week was to kind of film and upload a video about reorganizing my life and getting my life back on track, because ever since I went to the Taylor Swift concert at the beginning of this month, I've kind of been just going on autopilot, you know? I haven't really been proactive in keeping up with the habits that I want to keeping up with my Google Calendar, and really just planning ahead in life in general, and that needs to change. There's going to be a lot happening in my life over the next few months. Though they are all good things, positive things, fun things, they are things that I need to plan for and be prepared for. And the kind of stuff I'm talking about are things like concerts, trips, reaching my reading goals, making sure I have time to hang out with my friends and relax and do fun things rather than just working myself to death all the time. So that was the initial goal of this vlog, was just a get my life together kind of video, and I was going to take you guys along with me. I still want that to be a bulk majority of this vlog, but because of the aforementioned chaos that is my life right now, because I have just been flying by the seat of my pants, I have forgotten that there's a book that I need to read by Monday the 17th of April for a book club meeting, and today is Saturday the 15th of April at 2:34 p.m. and I have yet to start the book. So, task number one on my get my life together to-do list is to read this book. It's called The Ruin of All Witches. It is more of a historical monograph type book, but that is the book that I'm going to be reading today. I have a day and a half to read it. It's not that long, it's under 300 pages, but I need to sit my butt down and actually read the book so that I am ready on Monday. So I have traveled to yet another coffee shop. This one is called Zira Coffee in Denton. And the reason why I chose this one in particular as opposed to any of the other many coffee shops that are around is because I know this one has comfy couches. And when I'm reading, I want to sit in a comfy couch. I wanted to get out of the house today. One of the reasons why I am starting this late in the day is because I was dealing with a migraine this morning. So I was able to take my medicine pretty early on before the migraine actually set in. So I avoided the worst of the headache, but it took me until about now to feel up to leaving the house. So here we are. I decided to venture out into the wild and go to a coffee shop for this reading portion of this vlog. So that is the overall plan for today / the video in general. I have brought my backpack with my planner, laptop, book, highlighters, little flag tabs, all of that stuff. So I am good to sit here and read for a little while. They also sell food here, so I'm probably going to get a late lunch. And yeah, so that is the plan for today and this video in general. So come along with me as we get this party started. Good morning, everyone. Today is Sunday, April 16th, and I am back on the square. As you can see, I'm going to Jupiter House, and as part of my Get My Life Together plan, I'm joining an accountability workshop this morning in about 10 minutes via Zoom with the Accepted Society. I'm going to take this time to be intentional and make a plan for this week, and then immediately after the weekly planning session, there's a 4-hour workshop where you can join and work on whatever, and so I am planning on joining at least part of that to start working on some of these goals. So I have my backpack with my laptop, planner, journal, my highlighters, tabs, all of that stuff. So we are good to go. I'm just going to run into Jupiter House, grab a coffee, and get ready to join the meeting. So let's go ahead and get to that because I have less than 10 minutes now to get settled in and get ready. Hello everyone. Today is Monday, April 17th. It is about 8:40 in the morning and I am working from home today. And today is going to be my first intentional day of getting my life together, if you will. I know that I titled this video a Getting My Life Together vlog, but I didn't really explain what that means for me specifically. The issues I've been having lately is just not planning things out ahead of time. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. There are a lot of people that can function that way. I'm just not really one of them. So as you would have seen yesterday, I joined an accountability workshop, a goal planning session, to really figure out the order of operations and how I'm going to get some order back in my life. Today's going to be the first day of kind of implementing those things that I planned out yesterday into my life. So this morning we are going to start out on a good foot and make some coffee and some breakfast for myself. Yesterday I came to the realization that the book club meeting that I was trying to read The Ruin of All Witches for is at a time today that I have a meeting. So I'm not going to be able to attend that meeting anyway. So I did not continue physically reading that book yesterday. I think I got about 40 pages into the book, a little under a quarter way through. And when I had that realization, I decided to switch to an audiobook so that I could clean. And I ended up reorganizing my bathroom cabinets yesterday. I cleaned up my room some. I put my duvet back together because that's been clean but not put together for at least 2 weeks now. And just generally got my space in a better working order that's going to function better for me. That was the prep phase yesterday, if you could call it that. I do plan on finishing The Ruin of All Witches at some point because it is a book that I have interest in, but I had to make some judgment calls, and yesterday audiobooks worked better for me in that I was able to get a lot more done while also reading a book. So I did make quite a bit of progress on Pretty Girls yesterday. I am, I believe, almost 70% of the way done with that book, so we're making good progress on that one. And I also got quite a bit done yesterday. So the plan for today is gonna be, obviously, I'm gonna be working for the first 8 hours of today. Then around noon, I'm going to go for a run because I need to be a bit more structured and intentional about the times that I work out. Then come back, finish my work for the rest of the day. And then after work, I'm going to do a little bit more on the planning side for getting my life back together. I really want to try to do a digital habit tracker. I've done a physical one in the past and that works okay for me. I do like the physical aspect of having a journal that I can mark in and put stickers in and decorate, all of that stuff, but I'm not always consistent on bringing the markers that I use to color in the boxes or remembering to color in the boxes. So I'm going to try out and see if a digital habit tracker will be any easier or better for me to consistently track habits. So that is the general plan for today. If I have the ability to, while I'm working, I will also listen to more Pretty Girls, but in general, Mondays are my pretty busy days at work, so I may not have the time to actually fit that in. But those are the overarching goals for today, and just wanted to share how I personally get my life back on track when this hamster wheel never stops. I also forgot to mention that as part of this getting my life together video, I will also be re-implementing my half-gallon water bottle because I have not been good about hydrating recently. And when that happens, I gotta revert back to using my gigantic water bottle because it's one of the only ways that I can keep up with my water intake when I'm not naturally drinking a lot of water. I go through phases where I'll get used to drinking a half a gallon a day and it's easier for me to do it, so I can switch to smaller water bottles that are easier to carry around and just refill those. But I'm at a point right now where I'm not drinking enough at all. So we're gonna have to go back to the basics and use this big boy. So that is also something that I will be carrying around with me for the foreseeable future. So if you see this in future videos, you know why. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it because I'm running low on time before my meeting. We got to get some breakfast going, get some coffee going, and get this day started. Alrighty, so it is later, obviously. It is 12:33 right now. Got out of my meeting a little bit ago, took care of some other little odds and ends, and now I have changed into my running gear, which today consists of a Golden Girls t-shirt, and you can't see them, but they're just black biker shorts. I have put on my sunscreen, I have my sunglasses, I have my inhaler because I'm an asthmatic, and got my AirPods and my phone. So those are the asthmatic essentials for running in springtime. I have not taken an allergy pill today. So that should be interesting because guarantee my eyes are gonna be watering and nose is gonna be running by the time I'm done with this run. But even if I were to take one right now, really wouldn't have an effect, probably. So I'm gonna put my inhaler in my pocket. Asthma with seasonal allergies is fun like that because you never know when you're gonna have an asthma attack in the middle of a run. So it's always good to have your rescue inhaler. While I'm on my run, I have started some of my laundry. Laundry room light is on. We have all of our essentials and now I'm gonna queue up my run and get to running so I can check that off of my list today. Let's get going. I'm back. I finished my run, cooled down a little bit. I know it doesn't look like it because I get very red in the face when I do cardio. So despite how pink I am right now, I have cooled down a little bit. I've done some stretching, drank some water. My heart rate's still elevated, but that'll go down in a bit. I did a little speed run from the Nike Run Club app. I am currently following the 5K plan and I am making up some of the runs that I did not get to last week due to weather or not making time or any other excuse that I came up with last week. So I'm making up those runs now. And today's run was a speed run, which is also called a fartlek, which is a Swedish word that means speed play. In a fartlek, you don't get rest time, really. So for example, this fartlek that I did today was 26 minutes of alternating between what they call easy running and hard running. And to put like a pace or an effort on that, in the guided run, they tell you to alternate between 1 minute at your 5K pace, which is a 7 or 8 effort, and then 2 minutes at your recovery pace, which is a 3 to 4 effort. So you're alternating back and forth between those two paces, and I do the guided one so that I can have someone talking me through it as I'm going, but you don't have to do that. So yeah, that was my run for the day. You get to see my lovely tomato face. So yeah, without further ado, I'm gonna get back to work and then I will check in with you guys once I am finished. Alrighty friends, we have made it to the end of the workday. It is about 4:45 in the afternoon. I have just shut down my computer for the day. Now that the work part of the day is done, we can now move on to the after work. I almost said shenanigans, they're not really shenanigans. We can move on to the after work portion of my to-do list. Number 1 on my to-do list is to finish my laundry. Number 2 is going to be trying to figure out how to set up a digital habit tracker for myself for the rest of this month and the future. And then once I have that sorted, I'm going to move on to doing some reading. Maybe I'll listen to a little bit more of Pretty Girls. I did get to listen to some of it while I was working, so I am now about 75% of the way through that book. So I could listen to some more of that, get a little bit farther. Or I could always read one of my physical books. I have the Ruin of All Witches that I still need to finish. I believe that the book club that I'm in may publish the Q&A with the author that they did somewhere. So I may get to look at that once I finish the book, but I'm not entirely sure. This is my first month with this book club, and it is quite a large book club. It is the History Hit book club, so it has people from around the world who are in this book club that is run by the team at History Hit, which, if you're not a history nerd like me, History Hit is essentially a streaming platform that caters to historical documentaries. They have podcasts, TV series, they have documentaries, a ton of good stuff. And it was founded by a historian named Dan Snow. And one of the newest things that they have launched is this book club. And every other month they pick out a book and have a Q&A with the author. And the one for the Ruin of All Witches was this morning in the middle of one of my work meetings. So I didn't get to go to that, but I think that they may end up uploading it somewhere for people who weren't able to make it because there were quite a few who had scheduling conflicts and things like that. So I may be able to still watch it at some point. So I do want to finish the book as well. But yeah, so that's my plan for the evening. And yeah, we'll see how much I can get done. And hopefully I can feel accomplished at the end of the night. That is the goal here. Alrighty. Good morning, everyone. It is the next day. Today is Tuesday, April 18th, and it is about 7:30 in the morning. I have already walked the dogs this morning, and now I am about to go for a run. Last night I hit all of my goals. I finished making my digital habit tracker. I can put like a little screen grab of it right here. I just did it through Notion. They have like a little template that you can use, and I kept it pretty basic because I don't want to overwhelm myself with the amount of tasks that I am trying to get myself to do. So there's only like 6 or 7 things on there, and some of them are basic things like brush your teeth, wash your face. So we're just trying to make this as like easy and on-ramp as possible to doing more things that are conducive to me living a happier life. So that's the main goal, I guess. But I finished that last night, and then I listened to more of Pretty Girls. I am now 85% of the way done, and I should be able to finish that today. And I finished drinking all my water, and yeah, so now I have refilled my water, packed my lunch and all of that stuff, and I am ready to start a new day. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this day started, because I am running short on time this morning. Not really. I mean, I'm still gonna be able to be at my desk before 9, but the faster I can get this done, the better. So let's go ahead and get started. Lighting in this locker room is not great, but I have finished my run. I have obviously showered, washed my hair, put on my makeup. Now it's time to head to my desk because it is 9 o'clock. So give y'all a quick little outfit of the day before we head off for the rest of the day. Here's my outfit. I just have a plain black like shift dress, I guess, some black tights, my new Doc Martens that I'm trying to break in. So that's the outfit. She's cute. She's a little grungy, but still work appropriate. Love that. So let's get to work, shall we? Ooh, this lighting is not great, but you know, we're gonna work with it for a little check-in. Today is Wednesday. I almost said January. It's definitely not January. It's April. Today is Wednesday, April 19th, and I did not do any sort of check-in yesterday. I had a little party at my office. One of the leaders in my department had her 30th work anniversary. So my afternoon was pretty much spent there, and then there was another like corporate event happening. So my afternoon was spent at those. Because I woke up early, went for a run and walked the dogs, I was pretty tired by the time I got home. So I decided to just take it easy and have a bit of a relaxing night and go to bed a little earlier. So that's exactly what I did. I think I finally fell asleep around 10 o'clock, which isn't super early, but it's earlier than I normally fall asleep. So we're taking that because I got a good night's sleep out of it. The only thing that I didn't do on my habit tracker yesterday was read. You know, that's totally just me not prioritizing it. I listened to podcasts instead yesterday while I worked and then didn't read once I got home. So we're gonna do better about that today. I only have like, I think 3 hours left of Pretty Girls. So I'm going to finish that today. That's going to be goal number 1. The last thing I want to do today, aside from, you know, my work obligations and all of that stuff, is I want to figure out a skincare routine. Right now I have a fairly basic skincare routine, you know, cleanser, moisturizer, sunscreen, you know, the big 3, if you will. But I want to get back to having a more structured skincare routine. So I have a bunch of different serums and things that I was using when I was more on point with my skincare routine, and they did help my skin look brighter, look better, all of that stuff. So I want to get back into that. The problem is I forgot what my skincare routine was. I forgot what serums I used when and all of that stuff, and what the purpose of some of them was, and why I did things in the order that I did them. So I'm gonna have to do some backtracking and figure out what my routine was and what's gonna work best for me. And this time when I figure that out, I'm gonna write it down on a piece of paper and literally tape it into the cabinet where I keep my serums. So that's my miscellaneous goal that doesn't have to do with work or anything like that. And I think that once I do that, I'm going to be pretty well on my way to being back to having more of a set routine and feeling like I'm doing things that are conducive to bettering myself. And I just wanted to do a little check-in because I didn't follow up yesterday. So that is what I have for you. My little outfit that I'm wearing today is just a black sweater, light wash jeans, and my Vans. It's a very basic outfit, but you know, if we're gonna do this vlog thing, we may as well go all the way and give you a little outfit update as well. Let's go ahead and get this workday started, and I will update you at the end of the day. It is now 5:31, day is over, I am home. So it's time to go for a run, get that marked off my to-do list, and I'm going to attempt to listen to an audiobook while I run. So we'll see how that goes. I'm usually more of a music person when I run, but I'm gonna try to be productive and do 2 things at once. So let's get this run done and try to listen to an audiobook while we do it. Run is done, as you can probably tell. I'm really glistening from the sunscreen and sweat, so that's a cute look. I started listening to The Housemaid while I was on my run. It wasn't bad, but I do prefer listening to music, but all in all, it didn't make it that terrible of a run. I may do that again some point in the future if I'm under a time crunch to finish a book, but I started listening to The Housemaid because we have a work book club that is happening next week. At first, I thought I wasn't gonna be able to go because I had a meeting that conflicted with it, but the meeting got canceled, so now I can go. So that means I have essentially 4 days to read The Housemaid. So got started today, listened to about 30 minutes of it, probably listen to a little bit more tonight. There's a plane flying overhead. I'll definitely be able to finish it over the weekend while I am meal prepping. So that is gonna be the plan for finishing this book on time. And yeah, I'm gonna cool down now and take a shower. I'll check in later. Hello everyone. It is Friday, April 21st, and I am checking in one last time before we wrap up this vlog. As for what I did today, I didn't really update much today because I was super busy with work and everything, but I will just fill you in on what I accomplished today. So I went for a run this morning around 8:30 and got that out of the way while it was still nice and cool, and then I didn't have to think about it the rest of the day. And then I just worked all day long. And I listened to more of The Housemaid while I was doing that. I am now about 75% of the way through, so I should definitely be able to finish that before my work book club meeting on Monday, so that is amazing. And that is all I did today, and now it is after work. I've been editing my video that you are watching right now. Crazy, right? The power of editing. Ooh. It is now 6:30 and I'm going to take a break from that and I'm going to go over to my best friend's house and hang out with her for the evening. And we're gonna run some errands, get some dinner, and just hang out. So it'll be a nice relaxing evening before I have to finish editing and upload this video. That is my check-in for today. Overall, let's talk about how this week went for me. The goal I set out at the beginning of this video was to get my life together. Some semblance of order to the chaos that has been my life. A lot has happened this week, including me trying to prepare for a book club that I ended up not even being able to go to, putting together a new habit tracker, planning out my content for the foreseeable future, also rounding it out in quite a poetic way with yet another book club that I thought I wasn't going to be able to go to because of a meeting conflict. Turns out I can go to it, and frantically reading another book. So overall, this week went pretty well, I think. I am quite happy with the habit tracker I made. I feel like I am getting back into a groove of doing things consistently, like my skincare routine. Well, I should say my full skincare routine, consistently drinking enough water, being intentional about moving my body, and preparing for the things that I have coming up in my life. So overall, I think this was pretty much a success, I would say. You know, there's some things that you can't really control, like the not being able to go to a book club and then figuring out that, oh, I can go to this book club, so I guess I should read the book. So there have been a few ups and downs this week, but overall, I think it was a pretty good week and I am pretty happy with the progress that I made. As far as a reading check-in, because this is a reading channel, so I feel like I should do a check-in overall. I completed one book this week and that was Pretty Girls, so happy with that. I started The Ruin of All Witches, but I didn't finish it because I wasn't able to make it to the book club. I did find out that they did record the Q&A session with the author, so once I finish reading the book, I will be watching that so that I can get the full experience that I would have had if I didn't have a meeting. And I also got about 75% of the way through The Housemaid, which is another book club book that I thought I wasn't going to be able to make the meeting for, but now I can go. And I only have about 3 hours left of the audiobook, so I definitely should be able to finish that before the meeting on Monday. So overall, I am feeling a lot better. I'm feeling a lot less stressed, a lot less anxious, and a lot more in control of the things going on in my life. It's also a bonus that I feel like my skin is looking pretty good because I've actually been doing a skincare routine. Who knew actually doing and sticking to a skincare routine would make my skin look better? Wow, what a novel concept. And yeah, overall, pretty good productive week. I'm pretty happy with the progress that I made. And Even though I was really hyper focused on making progress, I still made sure to take time to relax. So that's why there wasn't much updating on Wednesday. And this is going to be the end of the vlog. It is now Friday evening, and I'm going to take the rest of the evening off and go hang out with my best friend. So thank you guys so much for coming with me this week. If this inspired anyone to, start a habit tracker or be more intentional about how they spend their time, that is fantastic. But in reality, I just wanted to share my week with you. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like down below, subscribe while you're down there. I put out new videos every single Saturday around noon Central Standard Time. Sometimes they're a little late due to technical issues or me just procrastinating. So be sure to join our little band of book nerds, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!